So today, the whole world is going through a very difficult time due to COVID-19. And as we know, there has been no vaccine so far. The only thing that can protect us or save us is our own immune system. Each one of us, we've got our own immune system, which is our internal defense mechanism, which is extremely powerful and helps us to fight against disease-causing organisms like the virus, the bacteria, and the fungus. Immunity is one's ability to fight against disease-causing organisms called pathogens. Our immune system is divided into two parts, the innate or the inborn, and the other one is acquired or learned. The innate or the inborn is the one with which we are born. We get it from our birth and it's general in characteristics. While the acquired or the learned is the one which we develop during our lifetime, and it needs a previous exposure or experience is required. The innate or the inborn immunity is the one with which we are born. It comes to us with our birth. There is no training or no previous experience is required. They have their general defense mechanism and they are non-specific. They are general and they are non-specific. They are just waiting there to help us to fight against invasions. Now, there may be of different types of innate or inborn immunity. It may be physical, like the skin and the mucus, or it may be physiological, like the acids in our stomach, or the saliva, the tear, or the cerumen, or it may be cellular, like the white blood cells which engulf the foreign particles, or cytokine. These are special proteins secreted by certain cells which secrete a protein called interferons. Our innate or inborn immunity is quite strong, powerful, but when things get a bit rough or when things go out of hand, then they send for a backup. That is where our acquired or learned immunity comes into play. Acquired or learned immunity. These are the ones which we develop during our lifetime. These are learned. They need previous exposure and we learn from experience. They are very, very specific. And if there is no exposure, there will be no experience and hence there will be no learning. Some of the characteristics of this acquired or learned immunity is recognition, diversity, specificity, and memory. The acquired immunity is classified into two groups, active and the passive. Active immunity is the immunity in which we develop our own antibodies. Our own body develops the antibody, whereas in passive immunity, the antibodies are introduced from outside, artificially introduced into our body. So active immunity is again further classified into natural and artificial. Natural is the one where the pathogen enters our body naturally on your own. Naturally acquired active and acquired immunity, that is where the pathogen enters the body naturally on their own. Whereas artificially active acquired immunity is the one where pathogens are made to enter the body. That means by means of vaccines. As I said, the pathogens enter our body naturally. Example is our malaria. Whereas artificial is where vaccines, we introduce either the dead germ, live or virulent germ, or maybe toxins. Some of these things are introduced in response to which our body prepares antibodies. The passive immunity is again further classified into artificial and natural again. Natural, for example, IgA, it comes to our body through the cholesterol. IgB, it comes to us through the placenta. This natural one comes to our body much before our birth. Artificial immunity is where, again, the antibodies are prepared outside our body and ready-made antibodies are introduced into our body. For example, antivenom, which is prepared in the body of horses, and the antibodies are introduced in our body. The vaccines create an artificial immunity. The B cells, the bone marrow cells of our body have special receptors. And these receptors, what do is they go and combine with the virus. Viruses become active only once they enter the human body or the living cells. Once they enter the living cells, they hijack the metabolism mechanism of the cell and utilize the same mechanism to multiply in excessive numbers. Viruses bind with the living cells at specific sites. Now these antibodies, they will go and bind with the virus on those sites and make them harmless or render them harmless. They are not able to bind with the living cells. A strong immune system provides more protection, whereas a weaker immune system provides less protection. There are various factors which makes our immune system weak. Let's see some of the bad habits which has an adverse impact on our immune system. Work late night movies, PUBG games, doing your project work late into the night. All these habits weakens our immune system. Sleep deprivation. If you don't sleep properly, our immune system won't work efficiently. Proper sleep leads to sufficient amount of growth hormone. And growth hormones are nothing but proteins. And remember, our immune system and antibodies are nothing but hormones. Now, lack of sleep leads to production of hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. And these hormones reduces or suppresses our immune system. Excessive sugar, especially the refined sugar, it leads to reduction in the number of white blood cells. If you want to have sugar, you can always go for fruit sugars like fruits like apple, mango, banana, and so on and so forth. Excessive alcohol reduces the ability of white blood cells, or it decreases the number of white blood cells and thereby slows down our immune system. Smoking. Smoke contains chemicals like ammonia, nicotine, toluene, arsenic. All this has an effect on almost all the systems of our body, including the immune system. Excessive coffee. It stimulates the nervous system, increases the stress level, and increase in the release of stress hormone like cortisol, which lowers our immune system. Too much of junk food. Junk foods are high on fat. It leads to obesity. Obesity leads to fall in the number of white blood cells and reduces the ability of white blood cells to produce antibodies. Less hydration. If you don't take sufficient amount of water, then it weakens our immune system. Sedentary lifestyle. Lack of physical activities puts the immune system to sleep. Exercise increases the production of white blood cells and also reduces stress. But excessive exercise lowers the immunity. If we push our body beyond a certain limit, it stops functioning correctly and the immune system responds less. Lastly, the poor social relationship, both quality and quantity, affects our mental health, our behavior, and our immune system. Let's see some of the food items which boost our immune system. Citrus fruits, pepper, broccoli, garlic, ginger, spinach, yogurt, almond, turmeric, green tea, papaya. Okay, that's it for today. I hope this video has helped you to understand the impact some of your daily habits and food choices have on your immune system. So that's it.